everybody, it's Deanna here. This is my second Booktube video. My first was the Booktube-a-thon TBR, and I haven't posted because I've been in school for the summer, and I just finished my exams like 2 nights ago, and I still have one paper due, but that's fine, I still have time for a video. I found this tag from Trina. She is at Between Chapters, and it's called the New to Booktube tag. And there's a couple of questions, 15 questions, and it's just to help you guys know who I am and why I'm on Booktube now and what kind of things I read and things like that. So I'm just going to get started with the tag. So question 1 is, where are you joining us from? And I am from Canada. I'm Canadian, and I'm from Ontario, which is a province in Canada. I kind of live in the Toronto area, so near the big city. How old am I is the second question, and I am 21. Yes, I know, I have a baby face, and everyone thinks that I'm at least 18 or even 16. I've gotten 16 this year a couple times. Yeah, and I'm going into my 4th year university, and nobody believes that either, because apparently I look like I'm still in high school, and that's just great. So, hey, whatever, that's fine. I like to look young, and that's cool with me. So, yeah, I'm 21. I'm turning 22 at the end of this year. Number 3 is, why did you join Booktube? I joined Booktube because I got really into videos, watching Booktube videos, and yeah, I joined Booktube because as I got watching these videos, I just kept feeling like, yeah, I would write comments down below on people's videos, but I just felt like I really want to voice like an entire opinion. There was a lot of build-up. I think I watched Booktube for probably like 6 months to possibly a year before I even made this channel. And so I got really addicted to it, and it opened up my eyes like so much to new genres of books that I could be reading and new titles that I like didn't even know existed, and that now that I know they exist, they sound so cool, and I'm so excited to read so many new things that I've learned about from Booktube. And so I joined because I really just want to continue in that conversation with other people and other readers, and I really just want to have like a nice friendly discussion about different books that everyone likes, and I just want to know comments, and like I just feel like I want to contribute something more than just a single comment. And oh, this is my dog Ruby. She is a year old in 2 days. Okay, question number 4 is, what's the meaning behind your channel name? So, fun fact, I just changed my channel name. It used to be Deanna Banana Tree. You can laugh. I'll let you take a minute to laugh. Yep. So I made it because I thought it would be funny. So I decided before I start making more videos, I should probably think of a better name for myself. So I just recently changed it to Phoenix or Flame Books. And the story behind this name is I am a huge Harry Potter fan. Huge. And I am a Ravenclaw. First time I got sorted, I was a Hufflepuff. Second time I was a Ravenclaw. So I feel affiliated to kind of both houses, but a little bit more so to Ravenclaw because I've kind of always loved Ravenclaw. Luna Lovegood is my favorite Harry Potter character ever in the whole series, and yes, I have her little Pop Funko on my shelf, along with my Time Turner and my Chocolate Frog carton and my whole Harry Potter series. And Phoenix or Flame Books came from that because there is a part in the books, I don't think it got put in the movies, but it's when Harry and Luna were going to the Ravenclaw common room, and the door handle on the door to the common room says, what came first, the phoenix or the flame? I'm not going to say what the answer is, because that's kind of a, there's a little detail that you should read in the Harry Potter series. But if you know it, comment down below, and I want to see you know, if you're in Ravenclaw, or tell me what your house is. I want to know this stuff. Yeah, let me know if you know the answer to that question as well. Fifth question is, what types of books do you read and what types do you want to talk about? I read a lot of fantasy, a little bit of sci-fi. I love dystopian still, even though I know it's a dying trend. I love dystopian. And Booktube introduced me to contemporaries and historical fiction. So those two I absolutely love as well. I'm reading a lot more of them because of the books that I've seen going around on Booktube and how much people like them. So those are kind of the things I want to talk about, a whole range of things. Yeah, that's what you can expect to find. One of my favorite authors, I love J.K. Rowling and like all of her work. I still have to read like The Cuckoo's Calling. Obviously, I love Suzanne Collins still, and like anything she recommends. She blurbed The Search for Wanla, which Reagan at Peruse Project recommended, and I have been reading a little bit of. Yeah, Suzanne Collins blurbed it on the front, and I was like, okay, I'll read it, because I like her. I loved Mockingjay. I don't know why people had such a big issue with it, because I loved Mockingjay still. I thought it was a good wrap-up to the Hunger Games series. So, yeah, and Kelly Armstrong. Yep, she's a Canadian author. I love her. She wrote the series, The Summoning, which is about a teenage girl who's a necromancer, and she meets a bunch of other kids her age with supernatural abilities. So there's The Summoning, The Awakening, and The Reckoning. I'm hoping to see her at a book festival in Toronto in September. So question 7 is, what's the last book that I read? And that is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I read this during the Booktubeathon, finished at my cottage. It was really good. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, and I didn't cry, but I'm not a big crier in books anyways. But I did mark right here where I really liked a certain part of the book about a maze. It really hit me then, but yeah, I didn't cry, but it was still really good. You should read this or go see the movie or do both. 4 to 5 stars. Then question 8 is, what book am I currently reading? And that is The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey. And this I didn't know anything about. It is recommended in a video I watched by Ben at Benjamin of Tomes. He's a British booktuber who reads a lot of like fantasy type books. And so I really like his channel. I didn't know anything about this book going into it. I'll read you the back, and this is what made me buy it and read it, or want to read it. It says, every morning Melanie waits in her cell to be collected for class. When they come for her, Sergeant Parks keeps his gun pointing at her while 2 of his people strap her into the wheelchair. She thinks that they don't like her, and she jokes that she won't bite, but they don't laugh. So, yeah, I wanted to know why she was in a cell, why she has to be strapped into a wheelchair, what is going on in this book. So, yeah, I can't wait to finish this one. Question number 10 is, what do I use for bookmarks? And, I use bookmarks for bookmarks. I thought that's what people did. Yep, I use bookmarks for bookmarks. They're all really cheesy and really sappy from when I was a kid. But I use bookmarks. Yep, who would have thought? Question number 10 is your TBR pile. So I do want to finish this. I'm starting a reading challenge in about mid-August, so I'm going to do a different TBR pile for that, and I didn't want to include these books. But before that starts, I wanted to finish this book, The Girl with All the Gifts. I wanted to finish it because I'm only about like a quarter in or so. So I want to finish this before the other reading challenge starts. But first of all, my first priority is The Cursed Child, because I went to the midnight premiere to get this book at my local chapters, which is, I guess, the equivalent to the American Barnes & Noble, I guess. Or or other kind of main bookstore chains. Chapters is our main bookstore chain. Yeah, so I got it there, and I'm so excited to read this because anything that J.K. Rowling writes, I love. I can't wait to read this. I know some people have mixed feelings, and I hope that I don't, because I'm just so thankful for any kind of continuation to the Harry Potter series, because I love it so much. So I'm probably going to read this first, and then continue on with the Go With All the Gifts. So question 11. So question number 11 is, would you rather read hardcover or paperback books? And I am 100% paperback. I love paperbacks. I love floppy paperbacks. This is my favorite sound. Like, when you can flop a paperback, that's just so, oh, I love that. It's so easy to hold in your hand. I don't like paperbacks because I just don't like the feel of them when you read them. The only time I will buy a hardcover instead of a paperback is if A, it is prettier than the softcover. Case in point, The Wrath and the Dawn. I bought, mistakenly, the softcover, thinking it would be the same. It turns out that the softcover cover is this, the girl, but it doesn't have the red and this cool looking design. So I returned it and bought the hardcover instead because I liked the look of it better. And also, if there's a really highly anticipated release that I want, I will buy the hardcover because I don't want to wait. That's the only time. I will generally wait for a book to be in softcover, but like with Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, obviously I'm just going to buy it right away. I don't care what edition it is in. So, ebook or physical book? Definitely physical book. I have never read an ebook. I probably won't because I just don't like the idea of not holding my books. And owning or borrowing, I like both. I don't really borrow from the library that often, but my boyfriend, he has a lot of books that I like to read as well and things that I'll recommend, and if he picks them up before I do, then I'll just borrow them from him because they're basically brand new anyway, and we share books back and forth all the time, or between other good friends who like take care of their books pretty good, and like I'll borrow that, but not really too much from the library, although I should because I'm a student, so I'm pretty poor. But I also like to own books because I can fill up my shelves. So if it looks like a completely different view or look, I had to go to work and I had to stop filming, like, that was 2 days ago. So yeah, this is my first little bit of free time. So yeah, that's kind of, my clothes are different and things like that, but I just wanted to continue on with the new to Booktube tag questions. So I was on number 12, and that is what book series that got you into reading. And okay, so I could say Harry Potter because that is, you know, the most obvious choice. That's the very first book series that I ever read. But I didn't finish that when I was a child still, or like I finished it when I was like preteen or early teenager. So like it wasn't my first like childhood series that I finished. So I kind of don't want to count it because it's like very obvious. But the other one that I want to talk about is the Wolf Brothers series by Michelle Paver. Not very well known, but amazing books. So it goes Wolf Brother, then Spirit Walker, Soul Eater, Outcast, Oathbreaker, and Ghost Hunter. And the last one is the only one that I didn't get in the original covers, which looks so much cooler. Like, look how cool this one looks. And they all have a really nice, like, feel to them, like almost like a woody, barkish feel. Like, kind of feels like you're like a tree. And it's based around a boy named Torak, who is, there's him on the front cover, a little drawing. And he is part of the Wolf Clan. So this is all centered around clans that are based off of, like, animals, spirit animals and things like that. So he's part of the wolf clan, and he sees his dad die from a bear attack, I believe. So the wolf clan is dying out very quickly. So he finds a girl from the Raven clan named Wren, I think her name is. It's been a while since I read these books. But it's so cool. If you like books about tribes and clans and like indigenous backgrounds and also like kind of spooky supernatural stuff, I think you'd really like this series. It's a great middle grade series if you like middle grade. Okay, question number 13 is, how did you discover Booktube? And I discovered Booktube through a channel named Miss Holly Berries. She does a lot of nail polish reviews, nail polish collections and things like that, because I love to paint my nails. I'm trying to quit biting them, so I've been trying to grow them out. And so she did a couple like hauls, and then she included a couple books that she had gotten from a place called Book Outlet, which I'd never heard of. And then she talked about Booktube, and I looked it up, and the first Booktube channel I watched was Peru's Project, who's Reagan, yeah, I loved it. I started watching so many others after that, like Hale's Hearts NYC, she's Canadian, Ariel Bissett, who's also Canadian, and Benjamin of Tomes. All these people I just like absolutely love now. So that's really what got me into Booktube. Question number 14 is, what challenges do you think you'll face on this channel? I think my main challenge is just going to be like finding the time to upload videos and like kind of just rearranging my schedule, because I think it's so fun to film. I actually love it so much, and like editing is so fun to me. So I want to find rearranging my schedule to find more time to film for sure, and also just like making my videos kind of interesting enough. Like I hope people like me and like my personality. So yeah, those two challenges, I guess, like, you know, that people will just like find interest in my videos, and that's all I want. And yeah, if I can recommend some really cool books to you, that's my goal. And then the last question is, where else can we find you on social media? So I only have Instagram and Goodreads for this channel, just because I don't have Snapchat. I don't really use it, and I don't use Twitter because I don't know, I just didn't really like Twitter. But on Instagram, it's the same channel name, Phoenix or Flame Books, and on Goodreads, I believe it's the same as well. Yeah, Phoenix or Flame Books is also the username. So it's pretty simple. You can link all the links down below for you to find me there. Okay, so I'm glad that I got to film this, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a really good day. And I'm going to film so much more soon. I have TBRs coming up, and a couple more tags coming up, so stay tuned for that, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!